Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. Today our topic of presentation of 4th chapter of 9th physics is, the first topic is equilibrium. So equilibrium can be defined as when the sum of all the forces are the sum of, when the net force acting on an object is zero, then the object is said to be an equilibrium. Then the object is said to be an equilibrium. If the net force, it can be defined as if the net force acting on an object is zero, then an object is said to be, then that object is in the state of equilibrium. But it should be kept in mind that F net should be equals to 0. F net should be equals to 0. That is the condition of equilibrium. That if the net force acting on a particular object equals to 0, then the object is said to be in the state of equilibrium. Now the second topic is conditions of equilibrium. Conditions of equilibrium. So the conditions of equilibrium. And the first condition states that if the vector sum of all the forces acting on an object is 0, if the vector sum of all the forces acting on an object is 0, then the object is said to be an equilibrium. Mathematically we can write it as, if the net force, if the sum of all the net force I runs from 1 up to n, that Fi equals to 0. If the sum of all the net force, the sum of all the net force acting on an object equals to 0, then the object is said to be in the state of equilibrium. It is the first condition of equilibrium. The second condition states that, second condition, if the sum of all the torques acting on an object is 0, then the object is in the state of equilibrium. That is, torques, the sum of all the torques, I starts from 1 up to n, the sum of all the torques, when it is equals to 0, then we say that the object is said to be in the state of equilibrium. For complete equilibrium, for complete equilibrium, both the conditions must be satisfied. That we say that an object is in the state of completely an equilibrium, that an object is completely an equilibrium if these two conditions are satisfied. If the sum of all the net force acting on that object equals to 0, and the second, if the sum of all the torques acting on that object equals to 0, then we say that the object is completely in the state of equilibrium. The next topic is principle of moments. Principle of moments. It is basically another definition of the second condition of equilibrium. Principle of moment states that the sum of, if the sum of clockwise moments is equals to the sum of anti-clockwise moments. If the sum of clockwise moments is equals to the sum of anti-clockwise moments about an axis, then of an object, about an axis, then the object is said to be an equilibrium. It is basically the the general definition of the second condition of equilibrium. That if the sum of clockwise moments equals to the sum of clockwise moments equals to the sum of anti-clockwise moment about an axis, then the object is said to be in the same. If the sum of clockwise moments about an axis is equals to the sum of anti-clockwise moments of about the same axis of rotation, then the object is said to be in the state of equilibrium. Dear students, if you are facing any kind of difficulty in such topics, then your response will be highly appreciated. Thanks for watching.